So hello and officially welcome to this presentation on how to get started teaching English online in 2022. In this presentation today, we will be having a look at what teaching English online actually is, starting with the basics, and also stuff like what you need to do to teach English online, what software you need, what hardware you need, what certifications you need. We'll also look at how much you can earn as an online English teacher and how then eTEFL online teacher training can help you. So we will get started as soon as possible. Let's make sure we have no distractions. Turn off your mobile phones, log out of Facebook. Which reminds me, put my phone on mute. There you go. And we'll try to keep it short. I know it's Friday as well, so we'll do 30 minutes if possible, maybe extra 45, up to 45 if we have some questions at the end. I'm sure we will be doing a Q&A session at the end. Also, please stay until the end as we have something special for those that do stay. If you're watching the recording, don't skip ahead right now. Stay with us for the long haul. And again, just a reminder of everybody that this presentation is being recorded. So try and keep your audio off, please, and your video as well, because we will be sharing this on social media and your face will then be everywhere. All right. Okay, so just some quick introductions as to who we all are. My name is Jody van der Westhuizen. I am the founder of eTEFL Online Teacher Training. That's me up in the middle there. I have been an online English teacher and English teacher in general now for over 14 years, TEFL certified, and I started eTEFL Online Teacher Training about almost 6 years now. And today I'm also joined by Zander Buerta. Hello, Zander.
Hi, Jody, and hi, everyone attending today.
All right, so Zander himself is a previous eTEFL Online graduate. He's also TEFL certified. He has been teaching online now for 2 years, at least, almost 2 years now, I think, and has many, many years of coaching and mentoring experience as well. And he's now become our TEFL mentor and coach, and we'll speak about his role in your training a bit later on. Not with us today, but still part of the fundamental team behind the training team here is Dr. Daniel Portman. He's the TEFL course manager. He's the person who created the course for you and manages it. He has over 20 years of experience in teaching teachers or training teachers specifically at university level. Roxanne Buerta at the bottom there, she's our IELTS head of studies. We'll talk about IELTS in a while, in a few minutes. She's the one that created the IELTS course as well. Christina Lopez, who's our partner school liaison, which is part of our Practicum, where we'll talk about that again later on as well, your practical part of your training with the real students. And then we've also got on the bottom left there, our eTEFL online teacher community, because one part of our training, or the biggest part of our training really, is that community and support structure that we have around it, so that when you've completed all your education and your training, that you have a support structure for as long as you need it, lifetime support. All right, so we're all here to help. Let's get straight into it then. If we can. So let's jump into the first one. What is teaching English online? All right, so teaching English online is you, the teacher, the tutor, you can call yourself whatever you want, delivering online lessons via video and or audio to students all around the world. These students can be adults, they can be children, can be one-on-one, it could be groups, whatever you want. So you could work in three main ways, all right? You could work for an online school on a contract basis. You can work on freelance platforms that connect you directly with the students, or you could work privately on your own and get your own students. We'll break down these in a little bit as well, all right, these different types. Your actual classes could be conversational English, they could be lesson-based. So if a lot of private students just want to have conversational classes just to improve their speaking, or lesson-based where you go through specific points of grammar or punctuation or anything like that, vocabulary lessons as well. So these lessons are normally, when it's more lesson-based, is when you work for an online school, because they normally have a curriculum that's all set out that you need to follow. Here's one of our previous graduates as well, teacher Helen. She focuses on teaching young learners, and you can see by the teacher's background as well what kind of students they normally have. So if it's a more colorful background like this, they're normally young learners. So what will you teach your students? English, of course, but what exactly you teach them, that can vary a lot. All right, so you're gonna see me saying vary and depending a lot because this industry really is very, very flexible. So let's get into it. So whether that depends on whether you work for a school or you work for yourself. Like I said earlier, the online schools have a pretty much strict curriculum set out with the lesson plans that you just need to follow, and that's what you will be teaching your students. If you work for yourself, then you adapt your classes to your students' needs. Every student you have is different with different needs, so that would be what you teach. It also depends on your skills and your experience. What other skills and experience are you bringing into this that you can, develop a niche? That's your second part, and we'll go into niches a bit more detail later on. But your skills and experience play a big role especially when you're tutoring privately. What can you bring from your previous job or your previous life experience into teaching online that you can share with your students that will be helpful and beneficial to them? Business experience you have, mentoring, coaching, anything along those lines. So niche specialization. Now, this is where you choose a speciality to differentiate yourself from other teachers. Okay, so having a niche will help you to earn more money. It will set you apart from your competition, and it will help you build a more long-term career as well. And that's what we're all about here at eTEFL Online, is helping you build a long-term career. So if you're thinking that maybe teaching English online, you can do a cheap TEFL course and then earn $20 an hour for a couple of months. Maybe that was true in 2016, 2017, with the boom in the online teaching world in China, especially, but that is not the case anymore. And what we do is we help people build a career. So we're looking at the long term with you. So what do you teach your students? Some ideas that you could have, for example, travel English. If you're a travel agent or you're just someone who's a digital nomad that likes to travel, you can adapt those skills and that knowledge and that language you have to traveling. Legal English, maybe you're a paralegal or a lawyer or something along those lines. That's very, very specific language that not everybody has, that not every English speaker knows, that that you can give to other people in your field that are not English speakers and that they need it specifically for their job. Business English, technological English, IT related, conversational English. I mean, the list of niches is never ending. You could literally adapt anything that you already know from any area into a niche and to be able to differentiate yourself from other teachers. And that's the key, because while there are a lot of teachers out there, the majority of teachers are basic English teachers, general English teachers, teaching normally children or young learners the basic concepts of English, right? So if those teachers are a dime a dozen, you need to be able to differentiate yourself, not only to be able to get work, but to be able to charge more per hour. All right. So the things that you don't know, that you can't bring over from your previous careers, we will teach you. And these are included in our training bundles. So the English grammar, for example, I know a lot of English speakers, when you grow up native English, the grammar is just something that you just know and you go for it, but you need to be able to break it down and explain it to your students on occasion. It's not all grammar all the time, but sometimes you need to know these things. Lesson planning, how to structure a lesson, how it flows, how to introduce language, how to practice it, how to produce it. Evaluation, how do you test them? How do you know that they are evolving, that they are improving, and where their weak places are and where their strengths and weaknesses lie? And then some other non-educational parts of what we can include in our programs is how to pass interviews. Because once you've done all your training and your teacher training, you need to be able to adapt this and get a job. So how do you pass these interviews? Where do you get these interviews? How do you get private students? These are all things that we include in our teacher training programs. So how will you teach your students? Well, the most common way is with a computer. There are some app-based teaching platforms where you teach with a mobile phone audio-wise, but 99% of the time you'll be using a laptop or a desktop computer. So you'll also need on that some video conferencing software like we're using today. We're using Zoom. As you can see, you can have several people in this group as well, or you can go one-on-one. You can use Skype, you can use Google Meet. There's probably some others I don't even know of, but these are the main ones that people use. If you work for an online school, they will have their own software and they will train you in it. So once you get a job with them, they will give you the training that you need to be able to use their software that they use for their classes. Hardware, like I said, a computer or a laptop with a webcam. Now, most laptops, I mean, all laptops come with a webcam. If you have a computer with just a tower and a screen, you'd obviously have to invest in a webcam. A headset with a microphone, like the one that the lady is wearing there down in the middle, and an internet connection. These are the three basic things you need. And an internet connection, the higher the speeds, the faster, the more stable, the better. All right. So whatever you've got in your area, you need to upgrade now would be the best time to do it. All right. So also, how much can you earn then? So we know what you're going to teach and how you're going to teach it. So how can you put this to use to be able to earn an income? So this, again, as I said, it depends on many factors. So your qualifications, for example, what you're bringing to the table, what your previous experience is as well. Are you going to work for an online school, or are you going to work privately? Normally, if you work for an online school and you have no prior teaching experience, then your pay is going to be low. If you have more experience, the school will pay you more. If you go private, you can charge more, especially your niche. How in demand is your niche? Are there a lot of teachers in your niche? If not, then you can charge more. And your hours, of course, how much time you put into it. Are you only going to work part-time? Are you going to work full-time? This depends completely on you. All right. And that will, all of these things will affect how much money you can earn. On our website, eTEFLonline.com, there's a tab that says Teaching English Online. Now, on that page, there's a whole bunch of information, and there's also a little calculator, this exact calculator. This is just a screenshot, but I did some calculations just to show you what you could do. So you can go to the website and you can move these little sliders around and play with this calculator a bit and see how much you could earn. All right, so I did some simulations. For example, in the first box, we have your hourly rate. I put everything in US dollars because most of the time you get paid in US dollars, especially with the schools and a lot of the freelance platforms as well. You put your rate up in US dollars, regardless of where the people are from or where you are from. So say, for example, you're on the low end of the spectrum, say $5 an hour. I mean, most people on this platform, on this call right now, you're not aiming for $5, but we'll put it on the low end and say you only work 1 hour per day. You're looking at $125 per month. Now, some other numbers that we've included in this calculator are the cost of the program there on the top right. We have 3 programs that you can choose from, and I've converted them to US dollars as well, just to keep everything congruent. Say you invested in the smallest or the entry-level training bundle that we have, say $200. You would need to work 40 days, earning $5 an hour, only 1 day a week to be able to pay off that investment. So if you are willing at this point just to work 40 days, it's just over a month, to make back your money, you've already lost nothing at this point. All right. So, and that's even at the smallest scale. If we jump it up just a little bit and we go to $10 an hour and say we're working 2 hours per day and we've invested in the middle package, then you're talking $500 and only 13.8 days to repay that investment. And that's a key word as well. Yeah, it's as an investment. We're not a cost. This is money you're going to be making back. All right. So in less than 2 weeks, you could make back your investment, and everything you earn after that is pure profit. And what, for example, if we raised it to $15, we're not even going to $20 or $25. I invite you to go to the website and play around with this as much as you want and put it up to 20, 25, 30, and say you worked 4 hours a day, and you invested in the highest bundle that we have. You're talking about earning $1,500 per month. And that would mean in less than a week, you've paid back your investment at this rate. All right. These are not unachievable numbers. These are the low end of the scale, between $5 and $15 per hour, working part-time hours, between 1 and 4 hours. So you can go to the website and play with this and put it up to 8 hours and put it at $20 and see what you could get. All right. So we just wanted to illustrate to you that this is a viable career. Zander himself is an online English teacher, and we can speak to him later as well and find out exactly, what he's done and what he's achieved in his career. He's been very successful. So this is something that you could do, and it is a realistic achievement as well. So let's have a look at how we can help you, eTEFL online training. So I want to break down exactly what it is that we do. We provide the teacher training courses, the TEFL or TESOL as it's known in some parts of the world, and also the IELTS training. We'll go into the IELTS in a bit as well. We provide resources, resumes, introduction videos, lesson plans, tech training on how to use Zoom, how to use Google Sheets, and all of those things. All of the online tools that you're going to need as a teacher is all included in our resource center. We also include mentorship and coaching, because once you've completed all the teacher training and you have all the certificates that you need to be able to actually use that to get a job and earn some money. So this is where the mentorship and coaching comes into that. And then afterwards, as I said, the ongoing support. Right in the beginning, you met on those 6 photos, our online teacher community. We are all there to support each other throughout this entire journey. So let's just break down the first part of your training, which would be the TEFL certification courses. So in our 120-hour course, which is the international standard, You will learn how to teach a new language. You will learn how to teach grammar and speaking and listening and reading and writing, how to create effective lesson plans, how to test and evaluate your students' progress, among other things. All right. The 120-hour course is made up of 11 modules. And these are just 4 of them that you'll be learning as well. You'll have 6 months access to this platform as well to complete a 120-hour course. It's more than enough time that you'll need. At the end of every module as well, you will need to do some quizzes and then some evaluations at the end as well to earn your certificate. So the methodology we use is a lot of background information. So you'll have the theory that you'll need to download and study. There'll be examples to show you how this theory is put into practice, online resources for you to go and watch videos and find other information and that you can download and research, reflection activities so that after you've gone through all of this, you can actually stop and ask yourself some questions. Okay, have I absorbed this? Before you move on, have a look at how you would implement these things that you've learned. Formative quizzes, these are the ones at the ends of the module. So once you've completed a module, you have a little quiz just to make sure that you're on track and you know what you've learned and you're ready to move on to the next one. And then a summative assessment at the end of the entire course. We have a final exam of just over 80 questions and 3 assignments that you have to complete and give to your tutor for assessment. Now, we are also fully accredited. We have TEFL accreditation, of course. All our courses and training programs are accredited by the UK's online TEFL and TESOL standards agency and by the CPD, which is the Continuing Professional Development Group. So this means that our content and our processes are strictly monitored and regulated to ensure that we maintain top industry standards and that you can get an internationally recognized and globally accepted certification. So once you get this TEFL certification, you can use it for online teaching. And also, if you decide to in the future, go and travel abroad to China, to Thailand, to South America to teach in a language school, your certificate will be valid there as well. You can use it for your applications, all right? So we can now move on just to have a look at the course platform. I wanted to give you just an insight as to what the platform looks like itself. It's fully responsive, which means you can study from your computer, from your laptop, from your tablet, from your mobile phone, whatever device you have. It's much better, of course, if you use your laptop or your computer because it's just bigger and easier to read everything. So if you look on the left here, we have some table of contents. This is how it will all be structured. You just click on everything you want to look at. So for example, the first one, how to be a good teacher, is module 1. And there's where you download your PDFs. I'm the kind of person that would download the PDFs and then print them out so that I could scribble on them and write and highlight. But if you're not that kind of person, you can do everything online as well. Like I said, you can even read those PDFs on your phone while you're sitting on the train or the bus or the airplane or wherever you are, you know, whenever you have a chance to study and go and read through the project, through the PDFs, you can do it like that. There's videos to watch. And then, of course, there's a quiz at the end of each one before you move on. So this is what it would look like on your computer, at least. Then that theoretical part, the 120-hour, is the theoretical part. You have some practical assessments that you have to do at the end, but where you really bring in the practice is here in our online teaching practicum. So this is a 30-hour online teaching practicum in which you will observe teachers in classroom and in online environments first. Then you will reflect on what you've seen and write just a short report on what you would do in this situation and how you would approach the situation. And then halfway through, after you've done the preparation of this part, you will meet with your coach. And your coach will then prepare you to teach 10 30-minute classes with real ESL students. So we have a partnership with an online school based in Spain, and they provide these free classes to their students as a way to get students to join their programs. And it's a way for these students to get free lessons, and it's a way for our teachers to get the practice that they need. So it's a win-win-win situation for everybody involved. So you'll meet with your coach that first time. By that point, when you get to that point, you will already have a student assigned to you, a lesson plan for that person and their level. So you'll know exactly what's coming. And that's what you'll talk to your coach about in that first session so that you're ready and prepared for that first class. You'll then teach 10 30-minute classes. Your coach will observe you in one of them as well and give you feedback on that. And when you're finished, one of the most important things here is you'll get a letter of recommendation from that partner school. So the partner school will write you a letter, and then you can use that letter for your job applications afterwards, and even to put on your freelance profiles as well, just to let people know that you have actually worked for school and you do have experience. This is invaluable if you're coming from another, if you haven't had any teaching experience, you're coming from another industry. and you need to prove that you've actually got some experience, this is the way to do it. And of course, you will get an accredited certificate from us, a 30-hour online teaching practicum certificate. I realize I'm speaking very fast. There's just a lot of information to go through. So if anybody has any questions, just let us know in the chat box, please. So just to give you an idea of what a practice class looks like, this is what you will be doing during your practicum. So you'll have PDFs to go through, kind of like we're going through right now, a PowerPoint presentation. There you can see the teacher on the top right and one of the students with their face blurred. They asked us not to share their identity online. But basically, it's you and the student. All of these classes are normally one-on-one, and you just go through the PDFs. And normally these classes are very conversational based, but it's a very, very good way for you to get some of that valuable experience. All right. And then once we've done all of that, so now we've done our theoretical training, we've done our practical training, you've got the certifications, and you've got the experience and the knowledge and the confidence. Now you need to get a job. So what do we do from there? How do you take all of that knowledge and certifications and actually apply it to getting and earning an income online? So this is where our mentorship program comes in. Now, our mentorship program is included in all of our online training programs. We do not sell TEFL courses on their own. All right, that's not what we do. We train teachers from the beginning to the end and beyond. So in this mentorship program, we cover things like how do you prepare your resume, your cover letter, your introduction video, your freelance profiles. I'm sure a lot of you on the call right now don't even know what some of those things are, or you do, but you didn't know you needed them. How do you apply for jobs? How do you get interviews? Who are those people that you contact? Where are those jobs? How do you get your own private students and make sure they keep booking classes with you? Private tutoring is really, really the key to where you can expand and find a niche and earn more money. And to take you through this entire mentorship program, I'm going to pass you over to Zander now, who is our mentorship coach. So he's the one that runs this entire program, and he will be able to give you all the details. Zander, whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Jody. Really appreciate it. So maybe just a very brief background. As Jody mentioned, I'm a former graduate of eTEFL Online. So I started my online teaching career last year in January, to be more specific, on the 22nd of January. And my financial goal was I wanted to earn $1,000 from teaching online part-time, which is for the South Africans joining us about 15,000 Rand. Last month, I actually broke the $2,000 mark, which for those in South Africa is just over 30,000 Rand a month. So you'll have a hard time convincing me that online teaching does not work and that you cannot earn a substantial income. And I'm earning about $2,000 a month right now, just as a general conversational English teacher without any specialization. And as Jody indicated, the hourly rate, at least for if you have a niche or a specialization, is much higher than what a conversational English teacher could charge. Now, probably when I was busy doing my TEFL certificate, the most daunting thing for me was the fact that even when I successfully finished my TEFL certificate, where the heck do I start looking for a job? And I remember last year in January, I probably spent about 50 to 60 hours putting together resumes, taking profile pictures, recording introduction videos. I applied to probably around 30 online companies and ended up being accepted by only 2 of them. But from there on, I started getting to know the industry a bit better. I gained a lot of experience teaching online, and I sort of found the tricks of the trade, if you could call it that. And that's when I approached Jody with the idea for the mentorship program, because I found that there was quite a big gap in the market in terms of teachers being qualified but still being unemployed. And so the thinking behind the mentorship program was I wanted to shorten the amount of time from completing your TEFL qualification to teaching your first class. And so I've spoken to many tutors over the past year who've told me that they finished their TEFL certificate 6 months ago or a year ago. I even spoke to someone who finished their certificate 3 years ago and haven't taught a single class, which to me is completely ridiculous, because there is no lack of opportunity out there if you really put yourself out there and compete with the rest of the tutors that are online. So that's basically why and how I designed the mentorship program, is really to help you bridge the gap from being a qualified online tutor to being a working online tutor earning money. So basically the program consists of, it's a 10-hour program that stretches over 3 weeks. We have 2 1-hour or just over 1-hour sessions per week, where we focus on the things that Jody pointed out, but we're literally helping you to get everything ready for you to start applying to. We're also helping you to refer you and point you in the right direction as to where to apply, which schools to approach. We have a very good relationship with one of the recruiters from a school in China, and we have had 100% success rate. All of our mentorship candidates that applied for that job, attended the interview, actually ended up getting the job. We also refer you to the correct online freelance platforms, where we have seen teachers get success multiple times. Now, as I've said, each session will cover a specific aspect of your TEFL journey, looking at resumes, introduction videos. We're actually creating a mock interview where we sort of put you in an incubator to practice how to conduct or how to go through the whole interview process. I show you exactly how you need to have your first lesson with your student to convince and motivate them to book a package with you, and how to retain your students over the long term. And again, these resources that I've developed over time has proven to be extremely successful, not only in my own teaching career, but even beyond that. So, and that's maybe as a final piece of information. Some of the things that we do focus on is session 1 is all about the why. Because I found that motivation is quite a big part of the amount of success you'll end up achieving in your online teaching career. Because this is something, as Jody said, it's not a quick fix. This is something we want to help you build a strong and steady career for the long term. Session number 2, we focus on production, things like videos, photos, things like that. Session 3 is all focused on interview preparation, making sure your resume is up to standard, and actually putting you in an interview scenario. Session 4 is the start of application week, where we actually start sending out applications far and wide, preparing ourselves to start teaching as soon as possible. We also touch on teaching children, which is quite a significant part of the industry, even still today. So we prepare you for that as well. Session 6 is all focused on how do I sell myself? Like, how do I make myself marketable and attractive for potential students? And then session 7 focuses on, as I've mentioned, getting and retaining private students. And I think the great thing about eTEFL Online as a company in general is the fact that so many other companies out there exist to give you the qualification. But as Jody mentioned, your qualification is literally only the first step. And so what we're trying to do at eTEFL Online is really to close the circle, to help you to fulfill or complete the entire journey of becoming an online tutor. And as Jody mentioned, part of eTEFL is the fact that there is lifetime support afterwards, which is just incredible, and which is the reason I chose eTEFL Online initially. So yes, that's my story. Thanks, Jody.
Thank you, Zander. Yeah, that being a very, very important part, that after you got your certification, there's just actually someone in the chat right now who qualified with a 250-hour diploma and was just left hanging to find out all this info the hard way. All right, so that is a sad story, and that is a very, very common story. So many people, and if you actually are on this call right now and you already have a TEFL certification, you do not have to go through our entire training program again. We actually have a mentorship bundle for you guys that have already done your TEFL from someone else who just left you hanging afterwards, that we can enroll you in, and you can just go straight into the mentorship program with that as well. Okay, so we can talk about that a bit at the end, but yeah, let's move on then. So we spoke about niche specialization, and Zander saying that earlier as well. The more specializations you have, sorry, the more you can charge per hour, right? The more you can differentiate yourself from other teachers. Okay, so one of the ways you can do that is through the exam preparation niche, and I've mentioned the word IELTS now for many times now, but IELTS is the International English Language Testing System. So this is an exam for English students to prove their level of English. Over 3 million candidates take these exams every year. So there's a huge market for specialist teachers in this area, because I know I've said it a million times to people, you know, get a niche, get a niche, get a niche. And sometimes it's very hard to pin down a niche and then start developing it from scratch to be able to get to the income that you want to get to. But what if we could just provide you with a niche, one that is already established, like the exam preparation niche? And IELTS, there's nothing bigger than the IELTS. So the candidates, the students that are taking this exam, they're doing it because they need to get into a university. They need to get into another country. A lot of immigration departments accept this. So if they want to go live in Australia or the UK or whatever, and they need to prove they have a level of English, this certification is internationally recognized for many other reasons, for work, for immigration, for studies, a bunch of other things. So students take these exams very, very seriously, and they're willing to pay a specialist teacher more than a general English teacher just to help them pass this specific exam, not to teach them general English, to help them with this exam, what to expect and how to pass it and get the score that they need to go and do whatever they want to do. So you have motivated students that are willing to pay you extra. So this course is then included in our training, in some of our trainings, if you want it, of course. So what we do is we give you a detailed breakdown of each part of the exam, explanations of all the different task types, so that you can convey this information to your students so that they know exactly what the exam entails. How is it structured? What does the British Council want them to say in each part, so they don't have to waste time just guessing, all right? So we've included over 140 PDFs in this. There's 90 minutes of audio, 45 minutes of video resources, and then of course additional PDF resources and mock exams and links to external resources, so that you can really build a career around specifically doing this, all right? You could also just help people prepare for these exams. If you do not have a niche, or you don't want to pursue the niche that you're coming from, estate agent, lawyer, whatever it was previously, okay? And yeah, just another little glimpse there of our online teacher community. Like we always say, the support here, and that's the feedback we get the most feedback on, is that the support is incredible. And that's what people always keep coming back to. Is we got Zander, that's been with us for 2 years, Roxanne, who created the IELTS course. There she is in the middle. There she is. She did our TEFL course maybe 4 years ago now. So we don't just give you a certificate and leave you hanging. You stay with us the entire time, and we help you build a career and give you all the support you need along the way. All right. So what is the process of getting started? So there are 5 steps, basically, that you can break it down to. Is enroll in one of our online teacher training programs. If you are new to teaching, that is, if you don't have a teaching certification, if you already have one, we can enroll you in the mentorship programs. All right. You complete your teacher training program after that, your TEFL and your Practicum, and then you can start the mentorship program. Now, we've had some people in the past who just complete the TEFL and start the mentorship, and technically that's fine. For the mentorship program, you need to have a TEFL minimum, because that is required in your job applications. And when you set up your freelance profiles, you have to upload these certifications, okay? But if you want to get started quickly and then you want to do your practical training later, you can do that as well. And then step 4, complete your IELTS course, if that is included as well. Now, as I said before, there's a 6-month access period for the TEFL course. Once you've completed that, then you start the clock on your 6-month access period to complete the Practicum. And after that, you can start the IELTS. Now, the IELTS course, because it's a specialization course and it's separate and not included, that means that you have lifetime access to this IELTS course. So if you want to enroll in one of the programs that includes it, the IELTS course, you can do it any other time during your career. You will always have access to it. And then after that, start teaching English online. Many times we've had in the mentorship programs, teachers getting job applications in week 2, in week 3, like that application week, they already get, before we even completed the mentorship program, we've got job offers. All right. So we've had a 100% success rate with those interviews and with those schools, and as well with the freelancing. Freelancing is really where we start. Like I mentioned earlier, there's 3 main ways you can teach, and that is with an online school, with these freelance platforms that connect you with the students, or then just going completely independent. And we focus on 1 and 2 because we focus primarily on getting new teachers started. Once you've established a career and you have experience teaching, and you know what it is that you want to specialize in and how you can help students specifically with a program that you can develop, then you can go into the private sector and really start with being an independent entrepreneur and earning even more money. All right. But we can help you with that as well further on down the road. Okay, so all of these bundles can be found on our website, eteflonline.com. Online teacher bundles is the link. Doesn't matter. You don't have to remember this link. You just go to the website and you can navigate around there to find it. So on our page, the bundles page, you will see the 3 bundles that we have. We have a 120-hour bundle, a 150-hour, and a 180-hour. The prices are there at the top. If you are in South Africa, we're looking at 2,900, 3,900, and 4,900. If you're anywhere else in the world, or Europe or US, 190 euros, 290, and that should be 390. Little typo. So in every bundle, we include the 120-hour online teacher training course, the TEFL course, and the career mentorship. That is standard amongst all of the bundles. Now, what we do for the extra 150-hour, we add the 30-hour online teaching practicum. And for the 180-hour, we include that Teach IELTS exam preparation course. And in this package as well, you will get a Microsoft Alex 3000 headset. It's one of the best headsets you can use for online teaching. It's valued at around 800 Rand or about 50 euros, and then we include in the bundle for you as well, all right? This, of course, will include our lifetime support, access to our resource library, and our affiliate program. The resource library is where you can go and download all those lesson plans I was talking about and do those little courses on how to use Zoom effectively and how to use Google Sheets and all kinds of other online tools that you can use that will make your life much easier as an online teacher. And the affiliate program is just a program for our teachers, for our graduates, that if you know someone who wants to sign up, you can refer them to us and we pay you a commission for doing so. So these 3 are up to you. I mean, if you go onto the website, you just click on the blue ones. They've got a little info sign and it'll open up a dialog box to show you exactly what is included and what each thing is. And you can go have a look at that at yourself, all right, at your own pace. And thank you for staying till the end, because I did tell you there would be something special for you. So anyone who has watched this and made it all the way to the end, we are offering everybody 15% off your enrollment fees on all our programs and courses until the end of this weekend, Sunday, the 10th of April. So we wanted to give you just an extra couple of days after watching this to go and look at the website and send us any emails you have with any questions. All you need to do on the enrollment page to get this discount is to use the coupon code webinar15 on the enrollment page. Now, this 15% discount applies to our teacher training courses. If you already have a TEFL, then to the mentorship bundles as well. And if you just want the IELTS course on its own as a standalone course, you can also do that. And this 15% also applies to that. Okay, we have come to the end of this presentation. I hope we have helped as many people as possible and given you all the information you need. But if there's any other questions, you feel free to ask us, please, in the chat section. I'm just looking at some of the chats we have right now. Let me see. Faith, I've completed my TEFL. Need to know which companies are hiring. All right, Faith. We can have a chat afterwards. Just send us an email and I'll put my email in here. You can email me directly. jody@eteflonline.com. If anybody else here has any questions regarding anything like we have discussed or something that we might have missed or glossed over or need clarification on, just let us know. Maria, thank you so much. How much is the IELTS and the mentorship program? She already has. You see, this is, again, so many people that already have the certification. The IELTS and the mentorship together, we actually have a bundle that includes that. I think it depends on where you are in the world. 1,990 Rand or 199 or 190 euros. All right. I can send that all to you in an email as well. Now, everybody who signed up for this webinar, we have a list. All right. Maria's from South Africa. All right. So we have a bundle that includes that as well. The IELTS and the mentorship for 1,990 in South African Rands. Let's see some more questions. Yeah, as I said previously, everyone who signed up, when you signed up, you put your email address in there so we can send you any more information. What we will do as well is send you a recording of this video so that you can go over it and let us know. So as a teacher, would I be required to do the IELTS myself before I can teach? No, not at all. And IELTS is just a specialization. If you want to go and prepare students for these exams specifically, then yes, you would have to have some knowledge of the IELTS exams. It's a very specific exam. It's not something, I mean, you could teach the language in it. Now that's something that you've learned through your TEFL course and through your other training courses and the knowledge you have. You could teach them the general English for it. but the structure of the exam and the outcomes and how it's marked, these are very, very specific, and that's what we cover in the course. So yeah, if you want to teach IELTS effectively, then I would recommend doing the course. Nikki, you're welcome. Lorna, so already has a TEFL. All right, so this is a Zander. Zander and I talk about this a lot. A lot of people already have the TEFL. Yes, the mentorship program starts from, Lorna, I don't know where you are in the world, but that starts from 1,490 Rand or 149 euros. How does the affiliate program work and how can I apply? The affiliate program has a tracking system. You get a unique URL, like a unique website link with your number at the end of it. You just give that to people, and when they click on it, our website will track and record it as your referral. And if they do sign up and pay for a course or pay the enrollment fees, then you'll get an email notifying you that you have earned a commission, and then we pay via PayPal. So you can go to the website. At the footer of the website at the bottom is affiliate page, I think it's called. You'll just see it there, affiliate, and you click on that and you can create an account. You're welcome, Marie. Novelette, yes. Well, Novelette, what we'll do is we'll send you a copy, a recording of this very webinar so that you can go over it again and then ask any questions you may have before you get started. All right, Faith from South Africa would like to find out if one can teach without experience. Yes, you're going to have to start somewhere. Everybody starts without experience in every field in the world. So yes, you can do it. Now, when you start without experience and just a TEFL course, you're on the low end of the pay scale. As long as you're happy with that and you have to work your way up and you know that it's a process of building your career and building your online presence, then yes, of course you can. If you want to get that experience, then you can enroll in one of the mentorship programs that include the Practicum. And then you can actually get real experience and a letter of recommendation as well from an online school. Lorna, you're welcome. Joanne is asking the mentorship as a standalone. Yes, that's our basic entry level on the mentorship program. That's 1,490 Rand or 149 euros, just the mentorship, if you already have a TEFL. Oh, lots of messages coming in. Andrea, could you please summarize how the 30-hour program works? And is it in the evenings? Well, the 30-hour program has, the first part of it is you doing it self-paced. There's some videos you need to watch, you need to observe some teachers, and you need to do some reflection and reports on that, so that you can do it anytime. Then you have to meet with your coach, Zander, who will prepare you for your online classes that you're going to teach your real classes. All right. So that can be scheduled around both of your schedules so that it works for both of you. And then the online classes, you have to present your schedule to the online school. They work around your schedule. You say, I'm available these days at these times. And then the students come to the website and they book with whatever teacher suits their schedule. So if you're only available 2 hours a week at 9 p.m., then you might not get very many bookings. But, if you open up, the more hours you open up, this is the same in real life when you work for a school. If you open up your hours during the peak times, you will get more bookings. But yeah, so you'll have 6 months to complete that practicum as well. So we will find a way to work it around you so that you get to complete your 10 hours. All right. Joanne, can you teach adults on the practicum? At the moment, that's all we're teaching on the practicum is adults. In the beginning, we had some children as well, some young learners, but it seems that it's just adults booking, because the way the system works is that the free classes are offered to everyone who signs up, and it's mostly adults signing up. So yes. How do we register for the next mentoring sessions? Nikki asks. That can be done through the website. There's a mentorship. If you go to eteflonline.com, at the top, it says TEFL mentorship. Click on that, and down on the bottom of the page, you can choose whether you have a TEFL or not. You click on that. I've already got a TEFL, and it'll take you to a page where you can register. Our next session is starting at the beginning of next month. We only have one per month, depending on how many people want to sign up.
Jody, because I see in the chat a lot of people are asking about the mentorship. So okay. if we get enough signups by the weekend, we could definitely start another group immediately.
All
so
right.
depending on that, but let's say if we get 3 signups by the weekend, we'll definitely be able to start another group this month. Otherwise, as Jody said, it will be in the first week of next month.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I forgot what date it is. It's still the beginning of the month. Yeah, so we just started one group. They've had their second session, I'm sure now. Zander, I think that's it. Yeah, just finished their second session. So we still have time to start a second group this month. All right, so if we can get a minimum of 3 people from this call to sign up before the end of the weekend, we could start you next week. Brilliant. Thank you, Zander. So Desi, I've completed my 300-hour diploma and have applied to almost 30 schools. That sounds about right. I've been approved by 2 of them, but I still don't seem to have any students. Would your mentorship program assist us in getting students? Zander, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So I wouldn't draw a direct line between the mentorship and getting you more students, but we definitely, because we take a 2-pronged approach when it comes to getting you started online. The first one is actually getting you contracted by a school, meaning the school is paying you a set rate to teach their existing student base or client base. Okay, that's the one. That's only a good starting point. Okay, I'll always recommend that. That's not the one that you want to rely on too much. The other approach that we take is, as Jody has mentioned, the freelance approach. And the reason why that is the best way to build a sustainable career is due to the fact that you work directly with your clients, whereas a school could change their rates that they pay you, they could terminate your contract at any given moment. On the freelance platforms, you work directly with your clients, you determine your own hourly rate. And so the income or the earning potential on the freelance platforms are much higher. So we do help you essentially to improve your bookability and also your student retention, meaning you get students, but how long are you able to keep those same students in the long run? So Daisy, I would be curious to know which schools you are working for at the moment, and that will it will depend on the schools, whether I would be able to speak specifically to those schools and how you are able to get more bookings from them.
That was going to be my question as well. I'm also very curious to find out which 2 schools. All right, what I'm going to do over here. All right, I'll just send an email to everyone afterwards with all the links to the mentorship program and all of that, but you can go straight to the website. So we have another question from Andrea. As a new teacher starting out with a level 5 TEFL and going through the 30-hour practical mentorship, what is the feasible hourly rate one could aim for? Can I pass this over to you again, Zander? It is a mentorship question.
Yeah, sure. So starting out, we start out normally on the freelance platforms with a very attractive rate on the students' part to build up basically a record, so that you have some, when students view your profiles, they can see you've taught some classes. So we normally start with our mentorship group guys. My recommendation to all of them is start at $9 per hour. And once you have your first 3 students, then you start increasing your rate with $1 at the end of each month until you reach your desired income. So at the moment, as I've said, I am a conversational English teacher at the moment, and I charge $17 an hour. I'm still on my way to reaching $20 an hour, because that would enable me to earn what I want to earn each month and only work at around 20 to 25 hours per month. So let me say, as a conversational English teacher, you could definitely end up earning $20 per hour. When you have a specialization, like for example IELTS or any other niche that you've developed, you're looking at something between 25 to all the way up to $40 an hour and beyond. So you could go and do the math in terms of your earning potential using those numbers. So I hope that answers your questions. I see here that Daisy said Preply an amazing talker. So Preply is one of the platforms, that the freelance platforms that we that's sort of priority number 1 that we refer people to in the mentorship program, but we do go above and beyond, where I actually have one session dedicated to how you present a trial lesson, which is a big struggle for many tutors on freelance platforms, as they don't seem to effectively convert trial lessons to long-term students. So I have developed a presentation with all the content for a trial lesson that has not only been used by me, but also the other mentorship candidates, and myself, including the other candidates, have all had a 100% conversion from trial to long-term student using that material. So we specifically dedicate one session to that, and then one of the later sessions in the mentorship program specifically focuses on student retention. So I show you exactly what kind of dynamic is a student looking for in the first 5 lessons with you. How does that change from lesson 5 to 10? How does that change from lesson 10 to 20, 20 to 30, or all the way up to 70 lessons with your students? So those Preply and Amazing Talker are both freelance platforms and not schools. So as I said, the mentorship program would be extremely useful for you to up your conversion as well as your retention.
Yeah, the Preply algorithm is something that you need to learn how to manipulate. And we found that starting a salary at $9 an hour just seems to get you more views, more students looking at your profile, gets you out there faster. And then once you've got that built up, and once you've had a few lessons, and you start building up a reputation and a record, like Zander says, then you can start upping that. But it's all, like we say, it's a long-term process. You're not just going to walk out with your TEFL certificate and start with $20 an hour. I mean, you could, but it's highly unlikely. We have another question here. Can the course be paid in installments since I'm not earning it? Unfortunately, we have discontinued the installment plan, just too many people taking advantage of it. So unfortunately, we couldn't afford to keep doing that. So at the moment, everything needs to be paid up front. Nikki, you're most welcome. Have we missed somebody's? There were a lot. At one point, there were 15 questions waiting for us. Have we missed anybody's questions? Or does anybody have any other questions? I think we've got it all. We have a new message here. You're most welcome. Joanne, what time zones are we teaching in the practicum? The practicum, Spain at the moment is the same time as South Africa. It does change by 1 hour backwards or forwards, with daylight savings, but it's basically the exact same timeline, which is why we work with Spain and South Africa specifically, because they're so close. The European time zone and the South African time zone, very conducive, yes. So yeah, if you want to if you want to open up your slots in the mornings, then it will be Spanish mornings as well, pretty much the same time. Andrea, you're most welcome. Yes, the times, Joanne, the times are very flexible for teaching. I mean, as I said before, the more time zones the more slots you open, the more times that you are available, the faster you're going to be able to get through the practicum, the more classes you're going to be able to get. All right, so take that into consideration as well. You might have to make some sacrifices and try and get as many sessions in as possible. Faith, you're most welcome. Joanne, again. All right. I think we're slowing down now on the question side. So, as I said, this entire thing has been recorded. We will download it. Well, I will download it now. I'll do some editing, and then I'll upload it to our YouTube channel as well. And once that's all done and this video is ready to go, then I will share it with all of you. I have all of your email addresses, so I will send it to you and you can have a look at it again. And again, of course, if there's any other questions, something that you forgot to ask here, something we didn't cover in the presentation, just let us know and I'll be happy to answer them. And again, you have until the end of the weekend to take advantage of that 15% off. And I'll be available to answer any questions you have via email after this as well. All right. Zander, is there anything you'd like to add before we leave? Something we forgot? Nope.
That's
All
it.
right. Well then, if there are no further questions, thank you everybody for giving us your time on a Friday evening. I know, I really appreciate that. It is Friday. So everybody go and relax now and do it is whatever you're going to do now on your Friday afternoon and your Friday evening. And I hope you have a great weekend, everybody. Zander, thank you for joining us, for giving us your time. And everybody here seems to have appreciated it very much. So thanks again.
Thanks, Jody. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.
Everybody, thank you again. Bye-bye.